Transcendence is a very kind of gray movie where on one side you have the neo-Luddites, on the other side you have people who are trying to essentially create an artificial intelligence to then use that to vastly increase what men can do with technology. So you have severe anti-technology and almost an abject level of embracement of technology, with one character essentially stuck in the middle. He ends up pretty much being your main male character. One of the downfalls is the first few minutes of this film more or less kind of tell you what happened throughout the majority of the film. Wasn't a big fan of that. Essentially, the Neo-Luddite group ends up doing an assassination attempt on Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, of course, is working on creating things with very advanced, a very advanced artificial intelligence, trying to hit the point of singularity, or as he calls it, transcendence. Roll credits. And of course, he has these ideas, and there are other people who are working on other sorts of scenarios. They haven't quite married everything together. And of course, it's the assassination by the Neo-Luddites that actually prompt him to become digitized. Just everything you see in the trailer. From that moment on, he starts doing some really, really high science fiction sort of things. And he does kind of make the promise of being kind of like a god on Earth. Done very well. Special effects are actually really good in this. I think the main problem ends up being is that you've got one side that's technology's horrible, will kill people if they use it, and technology is great. You know, we want to use this to try to make the world a better place. So there's the massive amount of technological encroachment in human life, which is actually devaluing the overall appreciation of human life and of human experiences. And then the side where it's science with almost like a lack of ethics, trying to push the humanity and the boundaries of existence and of intellectual pursuits to a whole different level. But at the same time, you're kind of stuck with digitized Johnny Depp throughout the majority of the movie. And a lot of it is him having interactions through the computer screens. So it's got lots of these really sort of heady, what is the logical basis behind emotion? Could you digitize the human experience into a computer, have the computer be considered self-aware, as well as have an understanding of human emotions, of human thought, of human feeling, taking into account some of the things where it's, you can love somebody who hurts you, but that ends up being something considered illogical. Could you have a computer that could rationalize that? And it's really kind of bizarre, really kind of heady. So it's a good film, but it felt like it really was missing that fulcrum to make people truly latch onto it. Unless, of course, you could latch onto the Neo-Luddite or the science is going to solve all the world's problems, that sort of scenario. Or you find yourself, I think it's Paul Bettany, known as being the character who's kind of the scientist, who also questions, will science be able to fulfill everything that it says that it can do? So, interesting film. But I can very, very easily understand why it did horrible at the box office. I think it really needed 2 more words associated with it. Christopher Nolan. I think if Christopher Nolan's name had been put with this, like, people would have been like, oh, it looks really weird. Inception was really pretty good. This one, heady, good movie. The pace is deliberate. It's not like fast sequence, slow sequence. This is a very methodic, very deliberate sort of pace throughout the entire film. And it does feel like it is a very slow film. It's a good film. Very, very high drama, but it doesn't feel like it's trying to get anywhere in any sort of hurry.